Hey guys, welcome back to my channel. So today I'm so excited to show you today's video because I'm going to be showing you guys how I made this amazing candy resin tray. I was inspired to make this tray after I saw a fellow YouTuber, Artsy Mad Woman, make a candy resin piece. So I knew I had to try this for myself and make a tray. So without further ado, if you want to see how I made this, keep watching. So for this craft, you're obviously going to need a few things. You're going to need some type of mold that you're going to be putting your resin in. Now they make a bunch of different tray molds and deep casting molds, but I am going to use this baking silicone cake mold. I got this off of Amazon. I liked it because not only was it inexpensive, but it has like these reinforced sides. So once I put my resin in there, it's not gonna like start bowing out because it's so heavy, because it has these little reinforced sides. So I decided to use this one because my tray mold is only like 1/4 of an inch thick or something like that, and that was obviously not going to be thick enough to have these lollipops and other candy in. So I needed a thicker mold that could hold all of this stuff. And then obviously today we are using candy. You can put whatever you want in here. I just thought it'd be really cool and colorful to put a bunch of different candy in this. So I have a giant lollipop here, and I have all these other smaller lollipops. And I got all this candy from the Dollar Tree, so we're not breaking the bank. And obviously you're going to need your 2-part epoxy resin that we're going to be pouring into this mold over the candy. And when working with epoxy, you always need to be wearing gloves and a full face respirator mask. All right guys, so let's get started. And here I am putting on my gloves. I already have on my face respirator mask. I've poured 2 perfectly equal parts of this resin. And when working with epoxy and resin, you just have to mix thoroughly until it is completely clear again. If you don't mix it completely together, then it will not cure correctly. Okay, so now that I've mixed up all my resin, I poured it into my silicone baking mold, and I just use my fingers to spread it out evenly and make sure it gets all the way to the corners and all the edges. And here is my handy dandy heat gun. So I'm just going to turn this on low and just move this all over the top of my resin to pop any bubbles that are on the surface. So now that we've popped the majority of our bubbles, we are ready to put in our candy. So I'm going to start off with some nerds, kind of as like a background. I thought they were super colorful and cool looking. Then I'm going to use my giant lollipop as my center focal point, the smaller ones around it. And then I decided to cut the stems off of these swirly lollipops just because I thought they looked a little bit cooler that way. And then I'm going to just kind of randomly put my Skittles around just to add some more color. And then I decided to go ahead and add a little bit of sequins, colorful glitter just in some of the empty spaces. And there you have it. Now we're going to let this set for 24 hours, and then we will add our second coat of resin on top of this. Alright guys, it is the next day. As you can see here, my resin is completely cured and the candy is sticking above the resin. So obviously we're going to be needing a few more coats of resin to completely encase all of the candy. So I have poured equal parts of A and B here, and I'm just going to mix it until it is completely clear all the way through. And then we're just going to pour our second coat right on top. Okay, so we poured all of our epoxy, so I'm just going to turn my heat gun on low, and then I'm just going to pop any bubbles that are on the surface, and then we're going to leave this to cure for another 24 hours, and then we'll come back and put our next layer on. All right guys, so this is day 3 and we are ready to add our 3rd coat of resin. So I'm going to mix equal parts of A and B and then just coat all over top of this. All right guys, so it is the next day. It's been a full 24 hours, so we're ready to add our next layer of resin. But today we're gonna be adding our tray handles. So I'm going to pour in our resin after I mix equal parts of A and B. And I'm just going to stick the handles inside the resin so that the bottom pieces right here will be in the resin and we can pick up our tray by these handles once it's all done, obviously. I'm really hoping that this is going to be the last layer, but we'll just have to see. So I'm gonna put on my mask and gloves and mix up equal parts of A and B and put this layer on. Look at how amazing this came out. I am so excited to demold this with you guys. I haven't seen it outside of this mold yet, so we are going to do that and see that for the first time together. And let me just say that this is so stinking heavy. Okay, so I'm just going around and I'm gonna loosen up the sides and then we're gonna peel it away together. It's like satisfying. So here's our mold and it'll look brand new when I pop all the corners back in. There we go, good as new. And here is our tray. Look at how this came out. I am obsessed with this. This is amazing. I definitely need to sand these edges. There's some jagged little pieces that I feel like I could cut myself on if I tried hard enough. But look at how this tray, so this is the back. It's not super glossy because the inside of the mold wasn't glossy. It has a little bit of shine to it, but not a lot. So the back is not very glossy, but the colors still pop amazingly. And then this is the front. The front is super glossy. But look at how amazing that is. And look how thick this is. That is insane. This thing is insane, but in a good way. Anyways, I hope you enjoyed this video as much as I enjoyed creating it. As always, if you have any questions or comments, just drop a comment down below. If you like this video, please let me know that you liked it by giving me a big thumbs up. And if you're not already subscribed to my channel, go ahead and click that subscribe button down below so you don't miss out on any other crafting tutorials.